Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It is League One predictions. We are in round 19. Ian is pulling weird faces. That's probably because he's down 12-4 overall. That's right, I have 3 times the score that he currently has. We're going to get straight into it today. If you want to see where all the matches are, they're timestamped, and I'm sure we'll give you some information as we go. So Ian, lead us in to the League One predictions.
Accrington Stanley versus Bolton Wanderers.
Well, Bolton Wanderers helped me crush you last week. A 1-0 victory over the Dons from Milton Keynes, and it was splendid. This Bolton team believe they can stay up, and against an Accrington Stanley side who are certifiable garbage, I think they just might do that. Bolton Wanderers 2, Accrington Stanley 1.
Yes, Thomas, it is called belief. And that's what Bolton Wanderers have in spades. They are no longer in minus points. They are in plus territory now, and they have the games in hand to fast catch the teams around them. They haven't got a big squad, but they've assembled a squad that is certainly better than the bottom of League One. And Accrington Stanley are struggling, so you have to fancy Bolton to make it 4 league wins in a row. I think it's going to be, I'm not going to go as many, I'm going to go 1-0. To the Trotters.
She's AFC Wimbledon hosts Gillingham.
AFC Wimbledon are another side that have been struggling. They had a good little period there, but they lost the last couple, I believe, or they haven't picked up a win in the last 3. Gillingham are on one of those little runs where they win a game, lose a game, but they tend to be better at home than they are away. So I don't really like Steve Evans very much, and I don't really like AFC Wimbledon very much. I can't pick a winner, so let's pick a draw. 1-1.
1-1. Well, Ian, as you well know, the scum from Lincoln City were harassed to the ground and then beaten like a little child by the Gillingham last week, 1-0. I see another positive result for Gillingham this week. I think they're on a little run. I know they're win-loss, but I tend to be better at getting these results right than you, so you clearly don't know what you're talking about. AFC Wimbledon 0, Gillingham 1.
Fleetwood Town, Tranmere Rovers.
I mean, it's not really fair here, right? Because, you know, we try and talk about both sides, and we most of the time have a favorite, but we try and at least give some sort of respect to the other team. But Jailhouse Rock are playing the worst team in the league almost. Tranmere have been terrible all year long. They lost to the scum from Wycombe 2-0 last week. I mean, it's depressing, Ian, but I think I'm going to have to back Fleetwood this week. It seems pointless just to lose it. Didn't you back Fleetwood 2 weeks ago? Didn't you make a... Yeah. And how did that go for you?
I can't remember. I kind of blot every... I'm far too drunk when I do these videos to remember what I predict.
Well, I'm going to back Fleetwood to beat Tranmere because Tranmere are just a dumpster fire. I've got Fleetwood winning 2-0, but it doesn't make me happy. It makes me feel dirty inside.
Really harsh on Tranmere. Is that your new side that you're going to bag every week? Because it doesn't seem to be like whether they win, lose or draw, you seem to give them a hard time, like they're the standout poor side in the league. Yeah, they're not having a great side, but they are still finding their feet at this level. They're picking up the odd win to keep their head above water. They're by no means a terrible side. Because of that, I'm going to back them to get something at Fleetwood. Let's not gloss over the fact that Joey Barton is a wanted felon. Who should be behind bars. And
yes, Ian!
And who has pleaded not guilty when he's clearly guilty. And
How many times is he going to be on camera or pictured committing a crime and get away with it? I can't get away with anything.
I think the media actually quite like him because I regularly hear him on TalkSport and other channels, and they always talk about what a great job he's doing and how good he is. And to be fair, he is doing a good job with this Fleetwood side, and they are a good side. But this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
Ipswich Town versus Blackpool.
Blackpool are on one of those runs where a few weeks ago we thought it was all over for them and they're going to be a mid-table mediocrity. They win a few games and they're back in the playoffs again. Ipswich Town haven't played a game for a couple of weeks, but have been up the top of the table all season long. Very solid, don't concede many goals. And I see them just edging Blackpool in this one. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Ipswich.
The Rock of Ipswich meets the immovable object of Blackpool in this match. Blackpool have steam behind them and they're tunneling through, but they're coming up against a rock of a team in the League One. That being said, I have Blackpool winning this 1-0.
Madness. Absolute waffle. Like Stuart Hall's out of prison. He's back on the radio, folks. The Dons of Milton Keynes versus Rotherham United.
Well, I feel like I backed Rotherham last week, and they won.
Actually, you didn't. You backed Accrington to beat them because we said how Rotherham were quite poor at home lately.
Well, I had Rotherham winning away from home because the Dons from Milton Keynes couldn't find a piss up in a brewery, couldn't hit the back of the net if you lined 8 goals up next to each other, couldn't get laid in a whorehouse. I'm running out of things. They're useless. They're so useless that I believe they're on 13 points right now. 13 points, 17 matches played. I've got Milton Keynes Dons to lose to Rotherham 2-0.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Milton Keynes Dons ex-manager Paul Tisdale was on Quest, I think, last Saturday, and he was talking about how they've had such a bad run of injuries, and that's the reason they're on such a bad run. That's the reason why he's lost his job. I hate that excuse.
Is that Paul Robinson in disguise?
Well, it might as well be. I always have hated the injuries excuse because every team has them. They're on a terrible run. They don't look like addressing it, and I'm going to back Rotherham as well. I'm just going to match your score. Actually, I'm going to go one higher. I think it's going to be 3-0 Rotherham.
Peterborough United versus Burton Albion.
I'll leave you to talk about Peterborough because no doubt you're going to talk about one of their strikers. I know which one you're going to talk about. Burton Albion, if you look at the league table, they look like they're quite low down, but they've got quite a few games in hand, and I think they're only 2 or 3 points off a playoff spot. Very good side under Nigel Clough, very well organised. I think this will be a tough game for Peterborough. They haven't been great lately, and I think Burton could go up there and get a draw. I think it's going to be 2 each.
I am going to go completely rogue here. My love of Ivan Toney, a guy called Madison, and some other blokes out there that play football. I really back this Peterborough side, but they're shipping goals, they're not in good form, and I like Burton Albion. They're such a solid unit, and these are the sort of teams that tend to take down the teams that are doing well in the league. They may never catch up to them, but they're dedicated, they put in a performance, and I back this Burton side to put in a performance. I see them nicking this result 2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching thus far. Just a couple matches to go, but let's have a quick break. Let's talk about some important things. We are in association with GRANDSTAND bettors. They know betting. We don't. Stop listening to us. Click on their website. It's in the links below. Go, go, go. They're brilliant. They do free tips every week. If you'd clicked on their free tips, you'd have made over £250 this year if you just keep betting £20 every time. So go out there. Do it. Also, please like all our videos. We want to get to 50 likes on a video. It will make Ian cry with happiness. Also, if you enjoy this, click the subscribe button. Even hit the bell so you know when new ones are coming out. Christmas is soon, and there are going to be so many videos at the same time. Everything is timestamped below. Ian is excitable. We are killing it. We're trying to aim for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the 25th of December. So please, please, tell your aunt. Tell your uncle, your little sister, your aunt, I don't care who. Get them to click like, get them to click subscribe, and just come give us an internet hug. And without further ado, or gilding any of Ian's lilies.
Because the 25th of December is Christmas Day this year. Rochdale versus Portsmouth.
But Portsmouth have been pretty much garbage this season, yes? Yes. Compared to what they should be, they've been pretty much garbage. Rochdale, Ian's favourite club on earth, the one he backs to win week in, week out, only have 2 less points, despite losing 4 straight matches. Ian, how does it feel to have your favourite club lose 4 times in a row? I mean, as a man who grew up in Oxford, you're used to watching teams lose 4 games in a row, but this is pretty bad. I'm going to have to vote against Rochdale, Ian. I'm sorry. I know I hold my hands up. I know I'm going to get castigated for this later on, but I've got Portsmouth to win this one 2-0.
Very hard to back against Portsmouth because you always got a feeling that they can win any game in this league and they should be at the top of the table. But you are right, Thomas. They come up against my favourite side.
Yes. You heard it here, folks. Right here.
You moron. I have no love for Rotherham. I have no love for Rotherham, and I have no love for Rochdale. You can click on a video right up here at the start of the season where I predicted them to be largely garbage, which is where they are. They're very much a poor side. They have one good goal scorer in Ian Henderson, and they're coming against a Pompey side that are getting better. They probably should have beat Oxford the last time out they played, and Oxford managed to get a lucky draw. And I think Pompey are also going to win, but I think it's going to be 2-1.
Shrewsbury Town versus Bristol Rovers.
Okay, let me get my stuff in first before you start talking about... How am I losing? How am I losing in predictions to this guy? Anyway, Shrewsbury Town are sort of come into what I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be a very good side this season. They're very hard to beat. They don't score a lot of goals, but they also don't concede a lot of goals either. Although Rovers did return to form with a win in their last league game, I actually think Shrewsbury will win this one, and I think they'll win it by their favourite scoreline, 1-0.
In your hatred of the great ancient city of Bristol, home of the wheel, it was created there over 3,000 years ago. And then a great man came along and he said, I want to make a car called the Rover. So he got a stick and put 2 wheels on it. Then he created an axle, a stick with 2 more wheels on it, and he began the push cart. And the push cart slowly became the car, the automotive design of a genius. He, not Henry Ford, perfect. Oh, I don't even care. Bristol Rovers are going to drive over Shrewsbury Town 2-0.
If you watch the start of 2001 Space Odyssey, that's actually Bristol, where civilization began. And they're all hovered around that monolith, dancing away. Sunderland versus Coventry City.
I mean, Sunderland are doing well. Coventry are doing...
He doesn't know. He could have inserted any word there, and he wouldn't have been confident.
I'm so ill prepared. Well, Sunderland are in 9th place. Somehow they're not in the promotion spots, which is just mildly insulting. But let's talk about the Sky Blues, a team that's been forced to go play matches in Birmingham, which nobody wants to do. And yet their home form has been really strong. They're playing really quite well. They score about as many as they concede, but that's just because they're a really solid team. They're well put together. Mark Robbins has done really well in the couple of years he's been there. He's created a real cohesive unit of a team that seem to be able to roll with any punches, which football clubs rarely can do when the management is being nuts. But Coventry in 3rd right now, mildly by virtue of playing more matches, but also because they have 29 points and have won quite a few games.
Yeah, good side.
Sunderland have been poor. I mean, for what they should be, much like Pompey. Coventry won their last time out. They beat Ian's favourite club, Rochdale, 2-1. Away from home, you kind of think Sunderland are going to win it. Ian's probably going to go with 1-1, but I can never go against my Sky Blues. Sunderland 1, Coventry City 2.
That's exactly what I'm going to back, 1-1. Exactly right. You called it correctly. Yeah, Sunderland...
Does that get the bonus point?
I don't think I deserve a bonus point for that. It's kind of the... Yeah, Sunderland haven't been good, and Phil Parkinson has got a lot of things to address, and Coventry are a very good side. They're going to go there. They've got no fear. They certainly won't mind playing in the Stadium of Light, and they'll put on a good show. And I think Sunderland will be 1-1, but it will be kind of a little bit like Oxford had earlier on in the season, the game where Oxford arguably should have won that game, and Sunderland just get a lucky equaliser. 1-1 draw.
Wycombe Wanderers versus Doncaster Bells.
Wycombe Wanderers, they're just not going away, are they? They're just winning games.
What is happening?
Easy win for them against Tranmere. Doncaster have improved though of late. They've certainly turned the corner a little bit. And I think they're unbeaten in their last 3. I just hate backing Wycombe to win every time. As much as they are doing a good job, let's hope Doncaster can get something at Fortress Wycombe. And I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw.
I'm really let down in my Bells. They've fallen off this season. They're not doing what they should be doing. Equally let down in Wycombe for doing as well as they're doing. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, where did we have Wycombe pre-season? 15th or something?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I don't even think we had them mid-table. They're completely outplaying it. And because of that, I have an unconscious bias towards them. That and there are a bunch of twats up the road that I have to deal with. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun. So, with that said, my Bells are going to win this game. My Bells are going to win this game 2-0.
Yeah, it's a bit of transition for Doncaster. And you've got a new manager who hasn't really found a system that's really worked yet. And they lost John Marquis, who was their talismanic goal scorer.
I mean, it says a lot that a women's football team is in 12th in League One.
finally, we've got to something worth talking about because it's time for the main event.
Southend United versus Oxford United.
Thomas, Oxford have been really good, and not even you can deny that. They've been in excellent form. They haven't lost a game for nearly 2 months now in the league. Even in the recent cup competitions, they've had a couple of good wins as well. They won 4-1 in midweek in the leasing.com trophy, which shows even the fringe players are coming in and doing a really good job. That being said, I am a tiny little bit worried about this one. It would be classic Oxford to go and play against a garbage side like Southend and not get a win. I think last time out, I think Sol Campbell did make them a little bit more solid and make them hard to beat, and I think Sunderland only narrowly beat them. He's had another week or so to work with a side, and I think that he'll set a side out to literally frustrate Oxford and try and just sit in the game and try and smash and grab. We never do that well against Southend. I am going to back Oxford to win, and I think they're going to win 2-0, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
Now, what was the team that Southend played in the FA Cup? Because they made Southend look average to poor. Southend, I know they were bad before Campbell came in, and I'm not saying he's made them worse by any stretch, but this team is useless. Bolton are 2 games away from overtaking them. They have been nothing short of diabolical. Apocryphal, is that a word? The coming of the apocalypse against it. They've shipped 48 goals this season. They have a minus 31 goal difference. A team that literally started on minus 15 points has a better goal difference than them. This team is bad. And somehow, Oxford United are okay. They've just dropped out of the promotion places.
High praise.
You'd rather they were drawing matches than losing, and that's what they're doing. Carl Robinson, once every... What?
Drew like 1 game.
Yeah, that's correct. You drew like 1 game. Maybe we should try and win a game, Ian.
Yeah, well, like we haven't been doing that lately, yeah.
My turn to talk. Pipe down. Just because you're in the same place in the League One where Man United are in the Premier League, it's like you're the same team. No, but I've got Oxford United to win this one. Like you, I'm not 100% sold it'll be an easy match, but there comes a time this season where you got to just back the better side, and the better side is Oxford. So I've got Oxford winning 1-0.
Southend will be desperate to win this game. They will be absolutely desperate to win it. I think if Oxford can score early, it will be comfortable for them. I just don't have a feeling they will. But hopefully they'll have like Brannigan back, and he'll make some massive difference to the side when he plays. And obviously, like they got someone like Taylor, he's in red hot form, always can get a goal like he did against Pompey, where it looked like it was going to be a 1-0 defeat. We ended up getting a 1-1 draw. So come on, you Yellows. Okay, that will do it for another round of League One predictions. I'm sure Tom has given you the correct scores for most of those games because he's very, very fluky when it comes to League One and seems to always beat me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a big old like and subscribe to the channel, and also go and check out GRANDSTAND Bettors. Thomas, do you have anything else to add?
They're looking for detailed football analysis, so probably in the wrong place.